Welcome back, Dunk Squad, year 3 of the Madden 24 Baltimore Ravens realistic rebuild. If you tune in to part 2, we didn't get a chance to see how we would have did with Jonathan Taylor on the team. We gave him back to the Indianapolis Colts. Either way, we still were able to finish third in the division. We did great in the draft, but we still have some work to do. We have still yet to make the postseason. We have still yet to be able to find a running game, but we'll see if that all changes here in year 3. And we're going to beat the roster, the squad, the team here before the preseason starts here in year 3. And it all starts at the quarterback position with Lamar Jackson, who's done the best that he's doing the best he can. Our running game has been non-existent, and that is unlike the Ravens. They're all about the running game, so we have to get back to form by running the damn ball. And it starts with Lamar Jackson. We have Trevor McMillan and Malik Cunningham both coming back for the preseason, battling for that quarterback 2 spot. And then at running back, it looks a little bit different. Now, in the offseason, in part 2, I forgot to look at the retirements, and I checked free agency like we always do before the preseason starts, just to fill out the roster for the preseason. Gus Edwards looks like the bus made its final stop, and he may have retired in the offseason. But we drafted this guy, Danny Johnson, out of Mississippi State in the first round with our first round pick. I know, taking a running back in the first round, you might question it. But I think it was the right move. I think it needed to be done. And I think we have finally found our franchise running back. We went from J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, Jonathan Taylor for a video for our offseason, and now Danny Johnson, looking a little bit like Ray Rice. I think Ray Rice wore number 27, but hopefully Danny Johnson can be our franchise running back. We did not stop there, though. We took another running back right after that with our second round pick, Darnell Hall. Now, he's a little bit different. He is more of a receiving back, still can be elusive, and I think they're going to be a great 1-2 punch combo. Kind of like how, my beloved Seahawks, how we have K9, Kenneth Walker, and Zach Charbonnet. I think Darnell Hall and Danny Johnson can do the same thing here in Baltimore. And then we signed Samaje Perine just to be that Gus Edwards power back replacement. And then we got this guy that we took last season who's also a power back, Luke, love the name, Duncan. Still got Keaton Mitchell here and Kennedy Brooks. At fullback, we got Patrick Reichert, who we had to re-sign. I think he was the only person that we re-signed with the contracts expiring. And we're going to make him a team captain again. At receiver, we have Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman. Rashad Bateman was actually our best wide receiver last season. He was the only person that went over 1,000 yards as he was our leading receiver. We have Devin Duvernay, the return specialist. Amani Warner, our 6'5 rookie from last season, who had a decent rookie season, and I feel like Madden robbed him of his dev trait. He had star dev, put up 60 catches, almost 800 yards receiving, only 3 touchdowns. You would expect more from a 6'5", 230, size receiver, but I feel like he did not deserve his dev trait to get stripped from him like that. Either way, he's going to compete here with Devin Duvernay. Maybe we give Devin Duvernay that chance. He really didn't get a fair opportunity. I mean, he did in the preseason last season. He's down to normal dev too. Maybe we let them boys battle it out for preseason for a wide receiver 3 spot. Got DJ Turner here as our wide receiver 5. Mark Andrews, who's been doing okay. We'd like to see a little bit more from him. He is our number 1 receiving option. Still got Isaiah Likely, Charlie Collier. We added this guy, Don Brown. The Ravens love their tight ends. We got to keep about 4-5 of them on the roster at all times. Ronnie Stanley, Pro Bowl left tackle. Still not. Actually, I'm going to attempt it this time. I've been doing a little bit of practice. I didn't even look it up on how to pronounce it. I'm going to go with Male Sala Amave La Ulu. Please let me know in the comments if I said that right. I had to slow it down and do it in slow motion. Slow motion is the best motion. We got Andrew Voorhees at left guard, who I think made his first start last season, and he did okay. The whole offensive line as a unit actually did really well. Got Jax Anderson there as the backup, Tyler Linderbaum. We had to bring in Austin Reiter. Right guard Ben Cleveland was the best right guard, best offensive line in football last season. He gave up no sacks, and he started all 17 weeks, all 16 games, and he deserved at least lineman of the year, at least a Pro Bowl nod. He got nothing. But Ben Cleveland, really proud of him for what he did last season. Got John Ajoku as the backup. Then at right tackle, Daniel Falele, he gave up the most sacks, but he was right at 10 as a starting right tackle. And I wanted to continue to develop, the Ben Clevelands, the Andrew Voorhees, and the Daniel Falele's. But we got this guy in the draft, Rashad Clemens. I think we got him in the 3rd round, 6'8", hidden dev, and he's going to come in and push some of these younger offensive linemen like a Daniel Falele, like a Ben Cleveland, like a Andrew Voorhees for their starting spots. You got David Ajavo, Jeremiah Moon, Adafe Owe, Tavius Robinson, the same defensive end squad that we've had. Sterling Samuels, Travis Jones, still looking to get off of Broderick Washington Jr.'s contract. Second-year guy Cameron Long, Eric Johnson the second there. Trenton Simpson at left outside linebacker, Malik Cam. Defense looks very similar to last season. Roquan, Ronald Jennings, Patrick Queen. We drafted this guy Vincent Brown just to add some depth to the team. Sterling Weatherford, Marlon Humphrey. But may have found him a partner. Roman Harris, he was our other first-round picks. We had 2 first-round picks because of us giving Jonathan Taylor back to the Colts. We got Roman Harris, hidden dev corner. Hopefully he can fill that cornerback 2 spot. We've been trying to find guys like Donovan Drummond, our 6'4" corner from last season. Jeremiah Samuel, our slot corner from last season. Got some good corner depth. Still probably could improve it. This was the weakest spot on the team when the rebuild first started in year 1, and it still is kind of lacking, but we're still going to work on fixing it. Marcus Williams at free safety had a great season last season. We even put him on the thumbnail for the last video. Amari Conley, who we drafted as a corner in this year's draft, we moved him back to safety. He's really flexible. And then Kyle Hamilton, and we brought in Jonathan Abram to be that Geno Stone type linebacker, money backer type safety player. And then Justin Tucker, who was not Justin Tucker like last season. He wasn't the K goat. He wasn't the G coat, I call it. Greatest kicker of all time. He's still the greatest kicker of all time. Only missed 3 field goals, really 2 because 1 was blocked. But he missed the extra pointer. I want him to have a perfect season. I want him to make all his field goals, make all his extra pointers, go to the Pro Bowl, win kicker of the year. Still superstar kicker Justin Tucker. And then we got Jordan Stout still here at punter. Those are our draft picks as we get ready to simulate the preseason here in year 3. No injuries. I forgot to do training camp. Do they let you do it week 2? They do not. That sucks. But we lose the first preseason game against the Houston Texans. And let's see who all performed. So CJ Stroud, who I think should probably in the league of rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year in real life. He's looked like the best rookie quarterback. Malik Cunningham having a bad preseason start again. Might lose the job to Trevor McMillan again, who was 3 of 3. Only got sacked 1 time. Darnell Hall, the rookie running back, that is the receiving back one. He had the most rushing yards. But Danny Johnson, the starter, had the touchdown. Receiving Isaiah Likely was our leading receiver. A couple of sacks there from the offensive line. No sacks from the defense, no interceptions from the defense. Justin Tucker was perfect, 2 of 2, as we lose to the Texans in the first preseason game. A little annoyed that I didn't get to do the training camp. We'll make up for next season. But you could just do training camp through like the first 3 weeks of preseason, not just that first week. They should add that in. Let us do it for the whole damn preseason. But I mean, it's straight. It is what it is. We do beat my beloved Seahawks before we play my Minnesota Vikings. Battle of the purple teams. 31-28. Very high scoring preseason game. Very exciting. Malik Cunningham does throw a touchdown. McMillan threw 2, but he also threw 3 interceptions. He was 9 of 14. Malik Cunningham, 9 of 13. And then rushing, Danny Johnson was the lead rusher. Hall had a touchdown. I think these 2 guys are going to fix our running game. get us back to where we should be. Amani Warner with a big 47-yard touchdown pass. Him and Devin Duvernay battling out for that wide receiver 3 spot. And then on the defensive side, Sterling Samuels, he is our starting defensive tackle. He was the only person with a sack. And then Marcus Williams gets a sack as we get ready for our final preseason game against my Minnesota Vikings. And let's see how they do here in the last preseason game as we lose 24-7. And Malik Cunningham may have just lost the job again 2 years in a row to Trevor McMillan. And then we could not run the ball. Touchdown for Zay Flowers. We had no sacks. We had a pick for Roman Harris. That is our first round corner. He's going to play on the other side of Marlon Humphrey. And Devin Duvernay with a great punt return. And now it's time to look at the final stats of the preseason before we make our final cuts to the roster. As Malik Cunningham was our leading passer when it came to yards, but he threw 3 interceptions, only 1 touchdown. Even though McMillan did throw 4, I might give him the nod, and he's going to be the backup quarterback again. Darnell Hall and Denny Johnson, they're pretty even. We know Johnson's going to start, but Hall's going to be the third down back. And then Samaje Perine will sprinkle him in as like the power back. Receiving, DJ Turner was actually our leading receiver. He's not going to be our wide receiver 3, though. Devin Duvernay, okay, he had 77 yards. Amani Warner only had 47. He only had that 1 touchdown catch. So we're going to give the nod to Devin Duvernay. And then offensive line, the rookie Clemens actually did give up a sack. Dan Falele didn't give up any. But we're going to go probably with Clemens. I think I have an idea how I want to set up the offensive line. And then defensively, I think we all know who our starters are all going to be. Travis Jones had the most TFL. Sterling Samuels, the only person with sack. Marcus and Roman with the interceptions. And then Justin Tucker, 3 of 3 when it came to kicking the ball. We only have to cut 4 players. So a lot of people are going to make the team this season. Maybe even Malik Cunningham. Maybe we keep him on the team. So let's go through some of these other spots. We'll release Kennedy Brooks. We just don't need 6 running backs. Only 5 receivers. We got 4 tight ends. All of our offensive line, D-line should be straight linebackers. Even corner, I think we're good. We could add Leonard Morris to the practice squad. And I think that's what we're going to do. Or we're going to keep him. Yeah, Malik Cunningham's gone. We'll move him to the practice squad. Keaton Mitchell, I'm going to keep because he's really fast and we can use him as a return guy. We have an extra defensive tackle. Yeah, Eric Johnson can get cut. And then that cornerback down here, we will move him to the PS. So, got our final roster set here for year 3. Before we go to the regular season, let's upgrade the players, set up the depth chart, adjust the lineup, and get ready for the regular season as we kick off against the Cleveland Browns, a division game. All right, so we're going to have Lamar Jackson, Trevor McMillan. Running back will be Danny Johnson, Hall, P. Ryan, Duncan. Fullback will be Patrick Reichart, P. Ryan, and Charlie. No, we're going to go Don Brown, our rookie tight end. Receiving, Zay Flowers, Bateman, Duvernay, Warner, DJ Turner, Isaiah Likely. Tight end will be Andrews, Isaiah Likely, and Kohler. Left tackle will be Ronnie Stanley. Left guard, this is where we're going to change some things. Left guard is going to be Daniel Falele. The rookie Clemens is going to start at right tackle. Daniel Falele is going to play inside guard. Don't worry, I have a role for Andrew Voorhees. Center will be Tyler Linderbaum. Right guard will be Ben Cleveland. And then right tackle will be Rashad Clemens. Left end will be David Ajabo. Right end will be Adafe Owe. So let me change something really quick. Let's put Voorhees right there. Get him in as much as possible. Where is he? Voorhees. Just put him everywhere. It comes to the offensive line. But defensive end, Adafe Owe, D tackle, same guys, left outside linebacker, middle linebacker, right outside linebacker. All that should be set. And corners, safeties, all that should be set. We really should just have to do the specialists and the returns. So they have Darnell Hall, that's our third down running back. Him and Devin Duvernay can be the return guys. And then punt return, maybe Danny Johnson, Roman Harris. Let's get Harris up there. Let's get this free safety up there. But it's gonna be Devin Duvernay and maybe Jeremiah Samuel. Kickoff start will be Justin Tucker. Long snapper will be Voorhees. That's his role. He has that 97 strength. He is the strongest offensive lineman on the team. He will be our long snapper. And then third down back will be Hall. Power back will be P. Ryan. And instead of Duncan right there, we're going to put Johnson up there and maybe even Hall. Or we'll keep Duncan right there. Slot receiver, they have Zay Flowers. Maybe that would help Zay. Let's just do it like this. I was going to do Duvernay right there, but we'll do Zay Flowers. I think the first year we had Rashad Bateman in the slot, and then last season we had Warner. Let's put Zay Flowers in the slot and see if that helps him have a breakout year. We'll switch it around and do like Devin Duvernay or Bateman if it's not working for Zay. Adafe Owe, we might play him on this side. We've been having him on the right, so we'll do this side. And then on the right end, I don't know why they keep trying to do Patrick Queen. We'll do David Ajabo. And then I'm actually going to have Trenton Simpson right there because he can actually rush a little bit. He'll be back up to Ajabo. And then D tackle will be Sterling Samuels and Travis Jones and Broderick Washington. Sub linebackers will be Roquan, Trenton Simpson, and Patrick Queen. Slot corner should be they have Samuel. We're going to do Droman, the 6'4 corner, and then Samuel, and then our rookie free safety, Conley. So that is the team. That's the lineup. That is the depth chart going into the regular season. As we are 85 all across the board. I think that's a point higher. I think we were 84 all across the board last season. I think we won 6 games last season. Let's try to get at least 9. You know, that 7 wins is 7 to 9, 7 to 10 wins. Maybe no playoffs still, but a winning season over 500, I would accept that. Just the lineup or choose a draft class, as there's a bunch of quarterbacks in this class. There's a running back, but we already took 2 running backs, and then a couple of defensive linemen and offensive linemen. I do see a corner there. I do see a linebacker / edge rusher. So a lot of different positions in the top 10. And let's see if we can win our first game of the season. It is at home at M&T Bank Stadium. Let's see if we can get the win over the Cleveland Brownies to start the season. And we do get off to a good start, 1-0, 28-17, and we ran for 158 yards. We invested in the running back position, and it looks like it paid off early. Invested it in the draft. No touchdowns for Lamar Jackson. Only 1 sack. Shout out to the O-line. 14-17. Very efficient. And then look at this. Danny Johnson in his debut. 75 yards rushing. 2 touchdowns. 40 yards and a touchdown for Lamar. Touchdown for P. Ron. Hall had 20 yards. Receiving. Rashad Bateman, 5 catches. A lot of catches, but only 28 yards receiving. Isaiah Likely had 2 catches. Devin Duvernay. We couldn't pass the ball. Zay Flowers only 1 catch. Samuels had a sack just like he did in the preseason. Adafe Owe. And then Roman Harris. Shout out to the rookies. Salute to the rookies. Congrats to the rookies. Roman Harris on the other side. Defense gets an interception in his first game. So, first round picks making an impact off rip. And now we got the Chicago Bears coming to Baltimore, trying to get their first win as the mock draft prepares itself. And we are 2-0 after 2 weeks. And let's see how we did. Did we throw it? Did we do it in the air? No overtime game. Looked like it could have been based off of the score. 17-7 at the half. And we were still able to run the ball. And we were able to pass it this game. We shut their passing game down. No turnovers. Lamar Jackson did throw some touchdown passes in this game. Shout out to the O-line. No sacks. And then Lamar being really efficient. And then running the ball. 70 yards for Danny Johnson. 46 for Lamar. Touchdown for P. Ryan. A carry for Hall. Andrews, I said he needed to do a little bit more. 8 catches, 85 yards, and a TD. Zay Flowers was our leading wide receiver. Rashad Bateman with a touchdown, building off that season he had last season. And then defense, no sacks. Pick for Marcus Williams. A pick for Jeremiah Samuel. He is our 4th corner. You know we love our 4-5 corners. And then kicking, Justin Tucker. He is the G-Coat. Once again, the greatest kicker of all time. 2-0 after 2 weeks, 2 home games. And now we get another game against the Browns. Sweep them early, get the brooms out, get the dustpan. As we look at the mock draft, we should be number 32. We should be mocked at number 32. We're at 29. So they think we're going to lose the AFC Championship game to the Chargers. But they have us taking a guard. I mean, we have Ben Cleveland under contract, but he is a low overall. So, I mean, so we drafted the right tackle. You see the offensive line is playing really well after drafting that right tackle, moving Dan Falele to left guard, and everything's working. But let's simulate against the 0-2 Cleveland Browns. Bengals also 2-0, right along with us. And we're looking to go 3-0. And we do, as the Bengals lost their game. We're the only undefeated team right now in the AFC North. We ran the ball. We're averaging well over 100 yards every game in the first 3 games. Passing, not so many yards. But we're back to being that running team that we need to be. Touchdown for Lamar. He's not getting sacked. He's being very efficient with the football, playing mistake-free. He's scrambling. Danny Johnson's getting in there. Hall, not much of a runner. He's more of a receiving back. Got P. Ryan, goal line formation. Touchdown for Rashad Bateman. Can't get his receiving yards, so he's going to get his touchdowns. Adafe Owe subbing in on the other side, getting sacks. And then Roquan Smith getting the pick. Kyle Hamilton get a pick. Loving what the defense is doing as they adjust to this 4-3 that we switched over to last season. And we are 3-0. But the Bengals, probably the other Steelers 2-1. The other tough team in the division. It's always a dogfight. And we are 4-0. Probably our most successful start here in Madden 24 as we win a close one, though. It was a really good game. They were actually up 17-14 at the half, and then we just outscored them in the third. In the fourth quarter, we ran the ball. We passed the ball. We have no turnovers on offense. 3 touchdowns for Lamar, looking like an MVP-type season for him. Joe Mixon ran all over us, but so did Lamar. 99 yards, 1 yard shy of 100 yards. Danny Johnson, 52 and a touchdown. Zay Flowers, leading receiver, 2 touchdowns. That's what everything that we needed to happen is happening through these first 4 games. I needed to see more out of Mark Andrews. He has about 3 touchdowns already through 4 games. Rashad Bateman is being just like he was last season. Lamar's running the ball. Zay Flowers catching the ball. The 2 rookie running backs are contributing. The rookies on defense are contributing. The offensive line is protecting Lamar Jackson. We're getting some pressure. Patrick Queen with the sack. We're getting interceptions, but we didn't get any in this game. Our kicker's making field goals. Our punter is punting the football. And we are 4-0 on top of the AFC North. We have a breakout quarterback. Lamar's already an X factor. So this could be just extra XP. And, even though we're 4-0, can't get too ahead of ourselves. We know how it is once I get to the bye week. It's the Steelers right on our tails at 3-1. But we have the 1-3 Las Vegas Raiders. See if we can win out. We're undefeated at home so far, and I jinxed it. Lose a close one. Overtime, so it was the OT game. We were up 17-7 at the half, and then we went scoreless in the third and fourth quarter in the second half. I mean, we still ran the ball, but the 1 turnover. We haven't turned it over all season, and once we do it, Drew Lock, shout out to my boy Drew Lock. But still, Lamar played efficient, just the 1 interception. may have cost us. Samaje Perine had a touchdown. Devontae Adams, we couldn't stop him. Zay Flowers had a touchdown. Um, and the offensive line's playing really good. Trenton Simpson with the sack. Patrick Queen, his second interception, and Justin Tucker misses a field goal, which could have been the difference in the game. They also missed the field goal too. So special teams playing a factor in that game. And now the 4-1 Steelers, 4-1 Ravens, must-see game. Winner takes lead of the AFC North. Y'all know I hate losing to the Steelers. Yeah, we're not going to lose to them here. As we get the dub, 24-8. As we dominate them defensively, we shut their running game down. They really didn't do much. They didn't do much in the passing game. We didn't turn the ball over. When we don't turn the ball over, we win. And they went scoreless in the first 3 quarters. They were finally able to get, 2 field goals and a safety in the fourth quarter. But Lamar Jackson and Kenny Pickett both throwing a touchdown, no interceptions. They got sacked one more time than we did. Both quarterbacks completed 15 completions. And Lamar was our leading rusher. I mean, I was going to say I don't like seeing that, but it is Lamar Jackson. Perine had a touchdown. Rashad Bateman, Devin Duvernay, Zay Flowers all did really well. Travis Jones, David Ojabo. We're getting not a lot of pressure, but way more pressure than we did last season. Come on, man. I thought you was the G coat. Justin Tucker misses another field goal, but we are 5-1. And I think the bye week is approaching us. It is. It's already here. But let's upgrade our running back. Don't see an X Factor logo in the corner. Still may be too early. Don't see an abilities tab. Yeah, he has not been revealed yet. Roman Harris, has he been revealed? If the running back wasn't revealed, I don't think he's going to be revealed yet. That's another difference. We have way more hidden dev rookies this season than we did last season. Let's see Darnell Hall. I'm going to continue to make him the receiving back. Like having different types of running backs. We have power backs, we have elusive, and we have receiving backs. Everybody else we're just going to auto upgrade. We'll look at these contracts that we have to extend. And we'll look at the team rankings. We are 12th in offense, 30th in passing, but we are top 5 rushing, and we are a top 2 defense. That is Baltimore Ravens football. Top 5 running, really should be top 3, top 2, top 1. And then the defense, number 2. And then our secondary is number 9. We just need to work on stopping the run a little bit better. Let's look at these contracts and see who will be coming back. Mark Andrews, no brainer. He's 29. 5 years, though. He'd be 34. Finish his career as a Raven. I'll do it. Rashad Bateman, he's playing really good. We got Zay Flowers on a rookie contract. I think we extended Devin Duvernay already. It was like a 2-year deal. So we'll give Rashad Bateman 4 years. He's our best receiver last season. Adafe Owe. Oh, man. Java, Ronnie Stanley. Travis. Oh, man. Cut this kind of tight. So, I mean, Ronnie Stanley. Oh, that would be all of our money. Adafe Owe. We need Ronnie Stanley, though. That may be a franchise tag situation. Zay Flowers, I mean, we can accept his option. So what would this look like? So what we would have to do, we would most likely probably lose Travis Jones or Isaiah Likely. Probably have to upgrade the defensive line. Likely's a tight end too, so he can finally go start somewhere else. We would probably have to choose between Adafe Owe and David Ojabo. Don't know if we can get both. And then franchise tag Ronnie Stanley. Let's see if we can stretch this out. Give Adafe 4 years. He's playing really good. I would wait on David Ojabo and then we'll franchise tag Ronnie Stanley. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We won't have any cap. It's not like we had a lot of cap during this rebuild. But we are 5-1. Man, the Browns haven't won a game. They're back to being the Browns that we all know and love. Oh, 6. But the Bengals storming back 5-2. Steelers falling off a little bit. Mock draft 2 is out. Have us number 32, please. Have us number 32. We're 31. Losing the Super Bowl to the Falcons. Okay, I will take that. They have us taking a wide receiver. Now, if Devin Duvernay or the 6'5" receiver don't do anything, I would be in play to take a wide receiver. We could go offensive line. We can go defensive line. Looks like we're going to be losing Travis Jones. We could still lose Ronnie Stanley. So there's multiple directions we could go. But right now we're focused on making the postseason. We're focused on winning this division and possibly making the Super Bowl, possibly winning the MVP for Lamar Jackson, a second one in his career. And we have the Miami Dolphins now. It's after the bye week, and we've seen that the bye week has been like my worst enemy. This is where we start piling up L's. So let's try to get over this hump by beating the Miami Dolphins on the road after the bye week, and we do. Some of those guys must have been happy. We handed out those contracts. 31-28, close game. That was another thing last season. A lot of one-score games. We were on the other end of it, but we're on the better end of it this time. Dolphins threw all over us as they, should do, but we were able to shut their running game down. We ran all over them. Our running game beat their passing game. And look who they have as their quarterback, Tyler Huntley, the former Raven. Well, he is not Lamar Jackson. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, no sacks. Danny Johnson continuing to get better. Can't wait to see his depth trait. Huntley did rush for a touchdown against us. Who is this guy? 6'4", 229 rookie. He went for 174. They have him, Waddle, and Tyreek. But Rashad Bateman, new contract, 4 catches, 65 yards. Devin Duvernay doing well. Mark Andrews piling up the TDs. Offensive line is playing outstanding. David Ajabo, trying to get him a new contract. Marlon Humphrey, half a sack. Justin Tucker making his field goal. And we are 6-1. Now, this is still after the bye week, so I'm not going to give my hopes up. We have a weekly award winner. I'm going to say it's Lamar Jackson with 3 touchdowns, and it is Lamar Jackson. And let's see if we can beat the Detroit Lions, who look like they're back to being the Detroit Lions that we all know and love. The Lions the NFL is good when the Lions and Browns are being the Lions and Browns, right? I actually like seeing the Lions thrive this season in real life. I love Dan Campbell. But 7-1. We already have more wins than we did last season. 1-point game. We had to score 22. We dropped 22 on them in the fourth quarter, and we ran the ball. We shut the running game down. That's that old school football. 3 touchdowns again, back-to-back weeks for Lamar Jackson. Jared Goff also had a pretty good game. We were able to shut down Jahmyr Gibbs. Danny Johnson, I don't think he's rushed for over 100 yards yet in this season. I don't think he has to, but Zay Flowers goes for 129, 2 touchdowns, finally having his breakout season. Clements gave up a sack. David Ajabo, Marcus Williams with an interception. Justin Tucker, what's going on? As long as we're winning games, though, miss as many field goals as you need. You're still the G code. The Colts, who have Jonathan Taylor back on their team, but this is where we're going to look at any dev trait reveals for our rookies, starting with the 2 running backs. And we know that Johnson is a star, so not generational. And then Hall, that'll be so funny if he has like a superstar X Factor dev trait. We took him in the second round. We took him in the first round. And then Clements, our rookie right tackle, he is a star. And then defensively, I think our corner Harris, he is a star. So, bunch of stars on the team. We need some superstars. We need some X factors like Lamar Jackson. We need to shut down Jonathan Taylor. This is his revenge game. He was on the team for for what? The end of a video. And we beat him 35-10. We are playing really well on the road. We ran the ball, passed the ball. 1 touchdown. Lamar Jackson got to be in the running for MVP. Especially what he's doing on the running game too. Touchdown for Hall. Zay Flowers is starting to blossom and bloom right before our eyes. Marcus Williams continuing the great season he had last season. Marlon Humphrey getting a pick. And everything is looking right. And be more. And we want more. I don't want just 16-1 season. We want to make the playoffs. We want to go to the Super Bowl. We go to the AFC Championship game. Sterling Samuels, who was robbed of his dev trait, looking to get back to star dev. I think he can do it. We need it. He needs it. Focus players we're not going to do right now. Let's simulate against the 2-7 Cardinals. Man, our schedule has been kind of easy. I mean, in the beginning, we had the Bengals, we had the Steelers. They were like 3-1, 4-1, and then it kind of like toned down after that. And the Steelers are just falling off, man. They were 4-1 at one point. Browns finally got a win, and I'm just completely ignoring the fact that we just won our 9th game of the season. So we are guaranteed. We already hit our goal through 11 weeks. We are at 9 wins. We are guaranteed to have a winning season, over 500 season, and we're probably going to win 1 or 2, 3 more, 4 more games, and it looks like we're going to make the playoffs for the first time here in Madden 24. Might even win the AFC. Might even get a bye week. Lamar Jackson's going to win MVP. I think so. 80 yards for Danny Johnson's getting close to that 100-yard marker. Samaje Perine having a quiet good season. Devin Duvernay having a quiet good season. And then David Ajabo, that's another one. Looking for a contract. That's going to suck if we ain't going to be able to re-sign him. I love developing him and Odafe Owe. Patrick Queen's having a good season, too. I think the defense as a whole is having a good season. Marlon Humphrey, back-to-back weeks with an interception. And let's get double-digit wins on the season, man. Let's just get that out the way. Let's knock it down, man. Get our 10th win of the season here against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's get our dev trade first. Yes, Sirski. Samuels back up to star dev, helping this defense even more. And with that, we're going to upgrade the team. We'll just auto upgrade everybody. Dafe Owe looking real mean. Let's beat the Steelers on the road. Let's sweep them. That warms my heart. That really warms my heart. We sweep the Pittsburgh. Have we swept the whole division so far? We beat the Browns. We swept the Browns. We beat the Bengals. We swept the Raiders. So all we have to do is beat the Bengals in Week 14, and we will have swept the whole division. The only team we lost to so far was the Raiders at home. But we sweep the Steelers, and it was a good game. And Lamar Jackson, he's not getting sacked. He's not throwing interceptions. 2 touchdowns. Danny Johnson, I'm looking for that 100-yard rushing game. Zay Flowers, let's go. I think it works better with him being wide receiver 1 and having him in the slot. So it looks like we finally figured that out. Odafe Owe, Marlon Humphrey, we figured them out. And we finally figured out a way to have a winning season here in Madden 24. Let's beat the Packers. I'm really excited for this team. We can build on this too. I thought this was going to be a season where we get like 9, 8 wins, and we build on it for years 4 and 5. But getting the jump start, 28-14. We were up 21-0 at the half. 21-0 going into the fourth quarter, and shut their passing game down. We showed no love to Jordan Love. No sacks from the offensive line. Danny Johnson still looking for that 100-yard rushing game. Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, both with TDs. We had a sack for Travis Jones, who we may lose in the offseason. Dicker, the kicker, misses the field goal. And we're at 11 wins. 11 wins on the season. We got the Bengals. This is the game right here. We're going to upgrade the players because this is a big one. If we knock them off, let's just do improviser. If we beat them, we sweep the whole division. We go 6-0. And I would love for that to occur. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it to Joe Shiesty. And we do. We sweep the AFC North. We run the AFC North. We are the AFC North. Just beautiful. Lamar Jackson playing beautiful, mistake-free football right now. Johnson looking for that 100-yard game. Hopefully he can win Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then defensively, Ajabo. We're getting pressure. Kyle Hamilton. Switching to the 4-3. It worked. I like 4-3 defenses over 3-4 anyway. Maybe more in real life. I like the 3-4s, but when it comes to Madden, I love playing in the 4-3. But I don't know why I'm auto upgrading Anderson. But let's finish out this regular season. Let's check out the standings though to see where we stand in the NFL. We should be, and look at that. The Falcons are 12-1, and they had them in the mock draft too, knocking us off in the Super Bowl. So it's actually kind of making sense. And then NFC, we got 49ers right behind us. We're 2 games above them. My Vikings are at 9-4. Looks like the NFC is a little bit weak. So, why am I looking at the NFC? We're in the AFC. We're in the AFC. What am I doing? AFC. Chiefs, of course, right behind us. Got the Bengals still up there. Man, AFC actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Steelers, Bengals, all could make the playoffs with us. So, I mean, that's a good sign. Even if we start melting down right now, we should be able to should have clinched the playoff spot. Maybe with this win against the Patriots, we clinch, with a loss to the Patriots. 1 point, though, so not mad about it. Close game. Real close game. We just move on to the next one. Maybe that win will humble us. Vikings 9-5. Battle of the purple teams. Let it rain purple, and now okay. Let's get this losing out of the way. Let's get it out of the way now before we go into the playoffs. This was the meltdown I was waiting for. It's just happening late in the season. They got their quarterback of the future. Okay, played really good. Devin Duvernay with a touchdown. That's right. They signed Keenan Allen in free agency. Pair him up with Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. And with just 1 or 2 games left on the season, let's finish strong. Get 13. Man, the Bengals trying to make a comeback to steal the title from us, but we get our 13th win of the season. That should do it. Don't know if the Chiefs have gone on a winning streak to try to take the number 1 seed from us, but we outrushed the Jets. We outpassed them. We just outplayed them. And Rodgers still playing for him. Come on, Johnson. You got 1 more game to try to get 100 yards rushing. Mark Andrews, I think he's leading our team in touchdowns. We had no sacks from the defense. A pick for Roquan. 56-yarder for Justin Tucker. And we are 1 game away from getting 14 wins. Let's check out and see where the Chiefs stand. They were number 2, and they also have 13 wins, and they're the number 1 seed. The juggernaut Chiefs. We need them to lose. We got to win. Either way, we're going to see them in the playoffs at some point. But I'd rather us have the home field advantage versus them. Who are they playing? They will be taking on the Eagles, who are 5-11, and they're at home. And we have the 7-9 Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen. Win with a Chiefs loss, we'll be number 1 seed. Win with a Chiefs win, we have to go through the wild card. And I wish it was the format back to where there was 2 teams that got bye weeks right now. But let's see if we can get 14 wins on the season. And we cannot. And let's see if the Chiefs lost. They lost. So if we would have won, we would have been number 1 seed. But it's okay. It's all right. We were the 3rd best team in the league. We won our division. We get our division crown. Bengals right behind us at 12-5. Steelers might have even made it at 9-8. But let's check out that last game against the Bills. Maybe we just didn't care. Saving our best football for the postseason. But we lost by 10. Didn't play bad, but Josh Allen did Josh Allen things. Receivers didn't do much. Lamar didn't do much. Dafe Owe, 2.5. half a sack for Roquan Smith. Marlon Humphrey really turned it up a notch towards the end of the season, towards the second half of the season. But we are going to finish with 13 wins, win the division. Our team rankings, we were the number 8 offense, 28 passing, but we were top 5 rushing offense where they should be. And we were the number 1 defense in the league, 7th when it came to passing. At that bye week, we were in the late 20s when it came to stopping the run, and I said we needed to stop the run. We turned that around and finished number 3 when it came to stopping the run. Number 1 defense, top 5 rushing, back to be more football. As we look at the top performers, Stephen Horan, I think that was that quarterback for the Vikings, the rookie quarterback. So he may win Offensive Rookie of the Year, but that's for the NFC. You got Desmond Ridder, number 2, and then Joe Burrow. Usually see like Joe Burrow, sometimes Desmond Ridder, but like Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen. Josh Jacobs, Bijan, Saquon, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave, Von Miller, Joey Bosa, Jeff Simmons, Trent McDuffie, Jalen Ramsey, Jordan Whitehead, LVS, and then Fred Warner and Devin Bush. Go Hawks. Looking at the stats, we were 16th in offensive yards, number 2 in defensive yards. Our rookie running back did get 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. 8th in points scored. Zay Flowers 12 yards short of 1,000 yards, but he did have double-digit touchdowns. And we were number 1 in the league when it came to points allowed. Lamar, about 3,400 passing yards, only 25 touchdowns, but only 1 interception. MVP. If that's not MVP, you gotta add the rushing numbers with that. We'll see what that is, but 74 passing completion percentage. He averaged borderline 200 passing yards per game. His rating was 121.8. He only got sacked 11 times. Longest pass was 74 yards. Rushing 1,000 yards for Danny Johnson, almost at 4 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns, no fumbles. Longest rush was 68 yards. And then Lamar 830 and 4. So you combine that with that, that's about 4,200 passing yards. And then touchdowns, 29, 30 touchdowns and only 1 interception. 10 touchdowns for Samaje Perine. The receiving back had 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Likely even had a rushing touchdown. And the receiving, Zay Flowers, he was short of 1,000 yards, but that's okay. Mark Andrews, 8 touchdowns. He had a season that I needed him to have. Devin Duvernay actually not outplayed, about the same as Rashad Bateman. So nice season from all the receivers. Our longest pass was the 74 yards to Zay Flowers. Offensive line, though. Ben Cleveland. Again, no sacks given up. Ronnie Stanley, under 10 as a tackle. Linderbaum, okay, average at center. Clemens as a rookie, outstanding. Shout out to Ben Cleveland. Shout out to Daniel Falele. Shout out to Voorhees, the long snapper. The 3 young linemen that came in, we kept them low overall, developed them. And them boys are balling, especially the 380 and the 370 on the right and the left. That was the dream that I had envisioned for them, for Daniel Falele and Ben Cleveland, and it's working out for us. Patrick Queen was our leading tackler. Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton, they did all good. 19 TFLs from both Odafe Oweh and Sterling Samuels. Patrick Queen with 13, David Ojabo with 13. And then our leading sack guy was David Ojabo. Now, we already extended Odafe Oweh. We got to find a way to bring David Ojabo back. Travis Jones, we're probably going to lose. But we can always draft for a sign. Maybe just draft because we're not going to have any money. Sign a defensive tackle. Marlon Humphrey leading the team in interceptions. No surprise. Marcus Williams, another great season for him. Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith, Kyle Hamilton. The rookie Harris only had 1 interception. And then Samuel, our 4th corner, had 1 interception. Did our 6'5" corner? Just had a lot of tackles. Forced fumbles, we had 2 for Roquan. We had no blocks, no safeties, no touchdowns. And then Justin Tucker only missed 3, but he made all his extra pointers. He made a 56-yarder. Not a bad season from Justin Tucker. Punting, Jordan Stout averaged 51.4. His longest punt was 71 yards. And we actually had a special teams touchdown from Devin Duvernay, he should make the Pro Bowl again as a special teamer. Yearly awards, I want to see Lamar. Josh Allen somehow wins it because he beat us the final game of the season. We got Lamar at number 5. Coach of the year should be No Vision Duncan, but he falls to number 5 like Lamar Jackson. It's going to go to the Falcons coach Ramiro Gallo. AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Austin Eckler. Lamar at number 3. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller. And then Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Terrence Davis. I think that was that wide receiver that went off on us when we played against the Dolphins. But we got Danny Johnson, our rookie running back, at number 3. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jerome Chisholm of the Steelers. And we have our corner, Roman Harris, at number 7. Best QB goes to Josh Allen. Lamar at number 3. Running back goes to Austin Eckler. Our running back is not on the list. He should be on there next season. Garrett Wilson wins Wide Receiver of the Year. Zay Flowers at number 7. Offensive line, I want to see Ben Cleveland. There we go. Daniel Falele at number 5. Ben Cleveland at number 7. 380, 370, getting the recognition they deserve. Especially Ben Cleveland. He's done it 2 years in a row. Offensive line, very underrated. Von Miller wins D Lineman of the Year. DB or linebacker goes to Joey Bosa. We got Patrick Queen at number 6. DB goes to Trent McDuffie. Surprised I don't see Marlon Humphrey on here, or Marcus Williams. And the best kicker goes to Harrison Butker, who is now playing for the Chargers. And they have Justin Tucker at number 10. Well, we have to get ready for the team we were playing, the Raiders. Now, the Raiders, I think they beat us in the regular season already. So, this is our revenge game. We're at home. Darnell Hall, that is our rookie running back. That's the receiving one, right? Yeah, he's the receiving. I knew this was going to happen. So, our first round running back, the 81 overall guy, had Star. The second round pick running back, the receiving back, X Factor. Barely touched the ball this year, too. That is crazy. We'll have open competition at running back then next season. But let's actually do the interview for No Vision Duncan. This is his first playoff game as a head coach, and we're going to play it cool. Now let's see if we can beat the Raiders and move on to the divisional round of the playoffs. Let's actually look at the bracket. I want to see the competition that we have in store for us. So the Falcons on the other side. All right, you got the Chiefs, number 1 seed. You got the Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence. You got Justin Herbert, Josh Allen. All right, so this is not going to be an easy road. Don't know who the Raiders have at quarterback at this point. I think it was Drew Lock, wasn't it? I think it was Drew Lock. And, oh, man, I thought we beat them. And we lose in a high-scoring game to Drew. Is it Drew Lock? We were down 21-10 at the half. We stormed back, but probably ran out of time. They outrushed us. They outpassed us. They just outplayed us. They also had 3 turnovers to our 0. We should have won that game. It was Drew Lock that we lost to, and we couldn't stop Josh Jacobs. Jacoby Myers either. Zay Flowers went crazy. Well, even though we didn't get the Ajabo and Adafe Owe too, they did really good. We had interception for Donovan Drummond, Marcus Williams, Roquan, Justin Tucker made all his field goals. We got over the hump. We had a winning season. We made the playoffs. That's all that matters. Now we can build on this next season. You know, win some more playoff games, get to an AFC championship game, get to a Super Bowl, win it. No Vision Duncan is here to stay as the coach. He's turned this franchise around. Now it's time to improve this team some more so we can win a playoff game. Let's look at the Pro Bowl roster. We should have a bunch of Ravens as Drew Lock has taken the Raiders to the Super Bowl. Go Hawks. But Lamar Jackson is going to start for the AFC. We have no Patrick Reichert. None of our receivers. Mark Andrews is going to start at tight end. I got to see some of my guards. Come on. I got to see some of our offensive linemen, and we get none in the Pro Bowl. Maybe David Ajabo had a chance to start at defensive end. No Marcus Williams and no Marlon Humphrey. Our punter, Stout, makes it. DJ Turner makes it as our punt returner, but I feel like that should have went to Devin Duvernay. So we had a decent amount of Pro Bowlers. But let's see if Drew Lock can take the Raiders. Now, he has some great receivers. You got Jacoby Myers, you got Devontae Adams, and you got Josh Jacobs running the rock in the backfield. So Lamar loses his ex. What? After this type of season that he just put up, where he threw only one interception, he loses his X factor and go. Okay, whatever. That now that's some baby back. That's garbage. But Hall was the X factor, so he was the better depth trait of the two running backs. So I mean, even though Johnson had 1,000 yards, probably gonna go with the X factor guy next season. Let him get his turn. Zay Flowers had a great season. Rashad Bateman had a good season. Devin Duvernay, he's our return guy. So maybe we do need to upgrade wide receiver 3. Mark Andrews had a bounce back season. Our offensive line plays better than it looks. It's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. And then defensively, probably going to lose Travis Jones. I forgot this long guy also had a dev trait. Samuel's back up to start. Adafe Owe and Ajabo played really good. Corners played good. The whole secondary played good, but it looks like we had no dev trait upgrade or downgrades. But got an X Factor running back. Let's see who wins the Super Bowl out of Jordan Love and Drew Lock. And the winner, by a landslide, Jordan Love and the Packers get their 5th Super Bowl trophy as they dominate the Raiders. Josh Allen wins MVP. Coach of the Year goes to the Falcons head coach. Bijan of the Falcons gets Offensive Player of the Year. Von Miller, Defensive Player of the Year. And the Offensive Rookie of the Year overall goes to the Vikings quarterback Stephen Horan. And the Defensive Rookie of the Year overall goes to the Giants defensive end Jeremiah Yankee. Now, we're not going to skip the retirements like we did last season. Keenan Allen retires. Bobby Wags retires. But let's look at David Bakhtiari going out a champion. So is Brian Anger. There goes Aaron Rodgers. And Von Miller. Russell Wilson. But no Hayden Hurst, former tight end, 1st round pick. Mark Andrews was actually the 3rd round pick. Ended up being the better tight end. But no Ravens. I guess you could count Jason Pierre-Paul. Well, I listened to a story. He did an interview on a podcast about how he lost his fingers in that incident with the fireworks. Y'all should check that out. JPP. But let's upgrade these practice squad players. And I think the only contracts that we had to renegotiate was finding a way to bring back Ronnie Stanley. And then David Ajabo was one. And who was the other one? Let's look at mock draft. We have no money. And they have us taking a receiver, another 6'5" receiver. We already have one on the team. And then, let's see. I always like to look at the guys that are under our projected pick. There's some good offensive linemen. There's a really good corner right there. A lot of quarterbacks. Is there any... Is that tackle? Tackles, some good tackles. Another 6'5" receivers, man. I've been seeing the 6'5" receivers a lot more often. We're probably gonna have to go on the D line though. Let's look at the contracts. We have 50K. We're gonna accept Zay Flowers' 5th-year option. Now it becomes, as we're gonna lose. I said, what? Daniel Falele's here too? Oh man, didn't realize that. Patrick Reichert, we're probably gonna lose. Jordan Stout just made the Pro Bowl. We gotta find a way to clear some money. Gotta find a way to clear some money. Right when we start winning some games, we're losing some players. So Malik Cunningham just hasn't worked out. Lost the job twice preseason. Dwayne McBride, don't know how he got over here. Practice squad player maybe. Say it's about $1 million. Does anybody have a bad contract on this team? I know about Broderick Washington. There's really no bad. I know Lamar's getting paid a lot. We paid Odafe Owe. We still can't get off Broderick Washington's contract, man. Roquan has the other big contract with Lamar. Marlon Humphrey also. So it's Marlon Humphrey, Roquan, Lamar, Mark Andrews. That's where all our money's going. I guess you could count Marcus Williams. But I'm not going to get rid of any of those. And I guess you could count Justin Tucker in there too. So we're going to lose our Pro Bowl punter, which is annoying. We're probably going to lose David Ajabo. We're going to lose David Ajabo. Isaiah Likely. We're going to lose 380 Daniel Falele. Oh, this is so stupid, man. Our fullback, Reichert. Pro Bowl fullback, Reichert. Pro Bowl punter, Stout. Should be Pro Bowl 380 likely. Starting defensive tackle, Travis Jones. Starting defensive end, Ajabo. But we're gonna franchise tag Ronnie Stanley. Can't let him walk. Don't even have salary cap to offer. I can't even. Okay. Let's do something. Because I totally forgot about this feature. And it's called restructuring contracts. Now, whose contract? If we restructured Broderick Washington's contract, right? Not even eligible to do, right? Lamar, we could restructure. Right? Mark Andrews may be the one. Let's see what would happen. Restructure Mark will free only 1.27 mil, so cap space after restructure will be 15.6 mil, and then okay, so we may do that. That should give us enough to sign David Ajabo. Oh man, this is tough. Maybe Roquan Smith. No, he's damn near a 99. Marlon Humphreys, Marcus Williams. If not, we can't do Marcus Williams. Let's see if we can do Marlon Humphrey. Can't do him. It's gonna have to be Mark Andrews. Maybe Justin Tucker. Hasn't been himself. We're doing Justin Tucker. Hasn't been playing like Justin Tucker. Kickers still matter, but we're restructuring the contract. I don't know how that slipped my mind. and we still don't have enough. I thought it said I have 15 mil, bro. Oh, this is so stupid, bro. We don't even have enough to franchise tag because we can't even offer. Oh my god. Well, big turnover. We're losing a lot of starters. A lot of starters. A lot of starters. We're gonna have to nail this draft class, as the Ravens always do in real life. So now they took the X factor away from our running back, didn't they? Yep, he's down a star. So stupid. But we need a fullback now. Wide receiver is in a good position. Don't necessarily need to rush to get a wide receiver 3. Now we don't have a left tackle. And we also don't have. I mean, we still have. So we're only missing one. Okay, so only Dan Falele. We need a left tackle. We need a left end. We need everything on the left side. I want to get rid of Broderick Washington's contract, and we just can't. We have our linebackers. We have our corners. So, it's not that bad. Honestly, it's just I didn't want to lose those players. Dan Falele, Stout, our punter, Ronnie Stanley, superstar dev tackle, Reichard at fullback. So, not gonna have any money to bring those guys back. Ronnie Stanley, top free agent in the free agency. It says we have 25.4 mil in cap space though. So if we have that much, right? Okay, now it's showing that we have some money. So I want Reichert back. Probably can't get Ronnie Stanley. I want Daniel Falele back. If I can find him. Yes, I want Falele back. 2-year deal. I need David Ajabo back. And he's interested. He wants to be here. I would give him a 3-year deal. Get David Ajabo back. I want my punter back, Stout. And I would give him a 2-year deal. He made the Pro Bowl. It's up the money a little bit. So am I missing anybody outside of Ronnie Stanley? Now, what I don't like about it is we would have been able to franchise tag him, but because we couldn't even offer the contract, we had no option but to let him test free agency. So looks like we can get our guys back thanks to Justin Tucker's restructuring of his contract. See the Broncos trying to take David Ajabo from us. That is okay. As long as we get these other 4 guys back. I mean, we lose Ronnie Stanley. We got the linemen to play. But Ronnie Stanley is a big piece on this offensive line. And we just don't have the salary cap. So let's just target our guys outside of Ronnie Stanley. Get them all back on the squad. Come on, David Ajabo. You don't want to go to Broncos country. They're not riding, bro. That's right. He comes back. We get David Ajabo, Patrick Reichert, Jordan Stout, Dan Falele. But unfortunately, we will be losing Ronnie Stanley to who else in the division? The Pittsburgh Steelers. We didn't want to re-sign him anyway. We knew where he wanted to go. But we get all the other free agents back on the team. And maybe it made it just more clear of what we should go with in the first round. We still could go down other routes. Could go wide receiver 3. Could go, defensive tackle. Travis Jones, we didn't even make an offer to. But let's look at mock draft 4, see how it's changed since getting our guys back on the team. And I forgot what number we picked. I know it's in the 20s. They have us taking an edge rusher. They probably don't just realize that we got David Ajabo back on the team. But that corner, man, you just don't need secondary. This tackle looks good, bro. Let me look at this tackle. Trent DeVoe, elite change of direction, A pass block, finesse, B pass block, power. Let's just go to the prospects, go down each position. We got our fullback back on the team, so we don't need a fullback. Wide receiver 3. The 2-6-5 receivers at the top of the board. We would need more slot receiver. There's a lot of deep threat guys. Here in the drop. Ooh, elite acceleration, agility, great change of direction, great speed. A deep route running, but F medium route running, B release. I mean, he looks. Put him on the list. I'm really looking for a slot wide receiver, and I just see a bunch of deep threat guys. I don't think we're gonna be going with receiver when it comes to this draft class. Tight end, we lost Isaiah Likely too. Forgot about him. So I mean, we could do the Raven thing and just draft another fullback. It's not gonna be Phillip Johnson. Let's get Ethan Vernon, fastest tight end in the class. He's the fastest tight end in the class. He has the highest jump in the class. You know what? He would definitely be a Isaiah Likely replacement. And then left tackle, 6'7", 307. Elite agility, elite changer, but poor strength. He does have A awareness, but the poor strength is kind of throwing me off. Let's look at David McKell. I mean, actually, he looked better than his ratings, his actual core attributes. A stamina, A pass block. Another position that I'm really forgetting about that we could draft is this guy with 3 A's. I think we already looked at DeVoe. I think he's the guy that was mocked to us at some point. But defensive tackle is the position that I was just thinking about. This guy is 389 pounds. I'm taking him. That's just a brick wall, man. In the middle of the defense. This guy actually, Maxwell Evans, looks a little bit better. So we found 2 defensive tackles. We really don't need linebackers. We really don't need corners. We really don't need a kicker at all, or punter. So I think we can go tackle, D-line. We can go in the trenches with our first round pick, or we go receiver. And I think those are the 3 positions that we need to look at. Do we look at Hawkins? Demarius Hawkins, 4.34, which is great at everything. But why can't these guys run medium routes? They all got Fs. Now, Nicholas Mobley, elite acceleration, elite agility, elite speed. Just elite everything. I think we've seen enough. They were just going to stick and pick, take who's ever there. Not even going to probably trade up or anything. Just stick and pick and make great picks. Mock Draft 5 is available, so this will, the game doesn't follow it like it did in Madden 23. But we get a good idea, see where all these guys may fall. They have us taking Nicholas Mobley. Is that the fast receiver we were just looking at? It actually was. So he is the fastest receiver in the class. We pair him with Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman. I think we're going to use Devin Duvernay more so as the return guy, especially with that special teams touchdown. So, head to the draft. This looks like a deep tackle class. We could probably get a tackle later in the other rounds like we did. I didn't look at the free agency recap, but the top free agent Ronnie Stanley went to the rivals, the Steelers. So
on the clock now, the New Orleans Saints.
We're just gonna go to our pick.
With the next selection, the Ravens are on the clock.
Do we dare go running back again? No, we do not. Receiver. We have our pick now. There is the other 6'5" guy, but he doesn't look that good. Demarius Hawkins, we looked at him. We looked at Greenfield. Tackles, there's one, but I really don't like the look of him. DeVoe, he's projected to go right after our pick. And you got LaMichael Sewell. Is he related to Penei Sewell? Don't think he is. And then defense. Looks like all the defensive ends got taken. We should be able to get that defensive tackle. If he goes, we could get the other one. So I think it is clear what the right pick is. We just got to make sure we're making the right one. So let's look at Greenfield one more time. He was the first wide receiver that we hearted. Yeah, he couldn't run medium routes. So I think we're going to go with Nicholas Mobley. 5'11", 175. A little small, a little light. But he has elite acceleration, elite agility, elite speed with great jumping, change of direction, and B awareness, C short round, D route. We're taking him.
It's now the Vikings' turn. On the clock.
Get Lamar another weapon. And we're just going to go to our pick. And if that 389, almost 400-pound defensive tackle is not there, the other one should be there unless there was just a run on defensive tackles. And I'm just completely ignoring the offensive line. But look at that. All the tackles go off the board just like that. But, I mean, even if we don't get one, we brought back Falele. He can play tackle. And then Voorhees doesn't have to play long snapper. He can play guard again. So I think we're straight on the offensive line. So we don't have to really address it right now. And he fell to us. 389 pounds of Damian. Oh, not this guy. Damian Hatcher. Just a brick wall in the middle. Really think he would have more bench press, but we're going to take him.
The Minnesota Vikings now on the clock. The Baltimore Ravens now on the clock.
And then with our other pick, Maxwell Evans. Or that tight end. Where's that tight end? We're going to take the tight end. He's going to be the Isaiah Likely replacement.
And now on the clock, the Minnesota Vikings. On the clock now, the Baltimore Ravens.
And with this pick, we should go on the offensive line. Don't see any tackles. Actually, Jonathan McGill doesn't look that bad. Just trying to wing it. Did we go defense end? We get something behind David Ajabo. Running out of time. Yeah, that guy has all A's. Running out of clock. All right, we're going to take one of those offensive linemen. I don't know which one. We have 9 seconds. Let's take Jonathan McGill. Take him.
The Minnesota Vikings are now on the clock. With the next selection, the Ravens are on the clock.
And then we still want to get an edge rusher to sit behind Ojabo and Adafe Owe. Kenny Polite. He has elite change of direction, elite jumping, great speed.
Now on the clock, the Rams.
And then with our 6th round pick,
The Baltimore Ravens
actually we have another
are on the
5th
clock
round
now.
pick. Or this could be a trade candidate. We could trade out of this and acquire a future pick for next year if we don't like the value on the board. Could take another wide receiver too, because we don't have really a slot guy. On the team. We double dip on the offensive line. You know, I'm trading this pick. I'm gonna trade this other 5th round pick and see what we can get in the offers. As the Vikings, they're always calling our phone. We traded with them last season. We can get, who do I think is gonna be trash next season? Let's do the Bucks. Let's get a 5th in 2027 and a 7th next year from the Bucks. We'll see what they do with this pick.
It's now the Vikings' turn.
They go free safety.
The Baltimore Ravens now on the clock.
In what other position could we look at? I mean, we could go linebacker if we don't want to bring Trenton Simpson back. A catching with A tackle, but he has F play reg. And then Jeremiah Hobson, who has A tackling, B pursuit, D power moves. F block shit, F play reg. Do we like Parker Jones? He has elite change of direction. Just the 2 Fs, man, with the D finesse move. So I think we're gonna pass on him, and I think we're gonna go. What was wrong about this guy? I think he had poor acceleration, but that's about it. F finesse moves. I think we're gonna go with Hobson.
On the clock now, the Baltimore Ravens.
So far, only one dev trait, 1st round pick, and we have another 6th round pick. Well, in that case, we'll just take the other guy we were looking at.
The Jaguars are on the clock.
And then with our 7th round pick, hopefully we don't have multiple.
With the next selection,
It looks like
Ravens
we are going to have multiple. So we had 2 5ths, 2 6ths, and 2 7ths. We traded one of the 5ths. Do we draft a kicker to sit behind Justin Tucker? We don't. We draft a punter and turn him into a kicker. We do not. No, not gonna draft a quarterback. No more running backs. Did we ever take a receiver? We did not. So let's go.
It's the Cowboys now on the clock.
And this actually helps us having a lot of picks because
Baltimore
we don't have a lot of money to work with.
now.
So actually picking these players may work out for us. Let's go strong safety. We don't have a backup behind Kyle Hamilton. Had Jonathan Abram, but I think he left in free agency. So let's go. This guy doesn't look that bad. A catching. Yeah, we'll take him.
Minnesota Vikings now on the clock.
Just trying to fill out the roster. And I think we did a good job. I mean, the only pieces we really lost in free agency was Isaiah Likely, who was our tight end too, and then Ronnie Stanley. So I think we did a really good job in the draft, addressing all of our needs, and I think we got some good rated players. And we actually did a little bit worse than I thought. So, I mean, bunch of 60s, about 370s, but a 79 overall receiver. He's already the same overall as Devin Duvernay, and he has a better depth trait and better rates. 97 speed, 97 acceleration, 82 catching, 83 deep route running. Man, we just got Lamar Jackson, another weapon on offense to work with. Hatcher, just a brick wall at defensive tackle. 73, not bad. And he's going to be right there in the middle of that defensive line. And then our third round pick, we thought about going defensive tackle again, try to roll a better depth chart, but we went tight end. I think Isaiah Likely was a 70-something, but this guy was the fastest tight end in the class, so we took him. He's going to be that vertical threat receiver behind Mark Andrews. Left tackle, we kind of whiffed on this one, but hey, we got our offensive line set already, and it was just about adding depth to the team. The linebacker, I don't even remember taking this guy. He's the edge rusher. Okay, that's why. Hobson was a linebacker. Jones was a linebacker. This receiver, though, 70 overall in the 6th round, or in the 7th round. Got a slot guy on the roster, great value pick. And then our other 7th round pick, 64 overall, strong safety, Adonis Sutton, out of North Texas. But overall, just not a typical Ravens type draft. We got, the players that we need in the positions of need that we need to start for next season. But hey, 13 wins, kings of the AFC North, playoff appearance. And next season we can strive for playoff win, maybe AFC championship game. If we get to the Super Bowl, we might as well win it. But that'll wrap it up for part 3 here in the Baltimore Ravens Madden 24 Realistic Rebuild. Stay tuned for part 4.